All right, tell me when you're ready.
Hi, good morning. How are you doing? My name is Stanley. I'll be your therapist today. I'll be talking to you today. How are you doing this morning?
Doing okay.
Okay, so to begin with this session, I'll let you know that everything we talk in this room is completely confidential and it does not go out of this room. So we don't share any of your information with anybody. So just to continue, so what brings you here today?
Well, my boyfriend started acting up last week, and we've been together for about 2 years, and we had a fight, and he decided that he was going to break up with me. So I didn't believe him at first, and then I didn't hear from him. And then the other day at school, he came by and he just said hi. And we had a conversation and we argued again, and he decided he was going to break up with me. So we finally broke up and he started dating somebody else just like that.
So, and how long ago did this happen?
Well, we've been fighting on and off for the last maybe 4 weeks, but he officially broke up with me like maybe 2 weeks ago. And then I noticed he started dating this other girl in school.
So I noticed that you had mentioned that you took some medications also. So you do take medications for other problems?
I take birth control pills, and I take I don't really have any other medications that I take, but other than the birth control pills that I take, and that's about it. And every now and again, I may take some Tylenol because I have a history of migraine headaches, and I take Tylenol or Motrin, but that's about it.
And other than the migraines, you have any other history, depression, anxiety?
No, I don't have any history. I was never diagnosed with depression. I've seen a therapist before because at one point I was thinking of this. My mom took me because she said I was saying that I was going to hurt myself and I'm going to jump off the bridge. So my mom took me to a therapist at the time, and said I had a suicidal plan. And I think at that time too, he did diagnose me with depression, saying that I was depressed. I didn't think I was depressed, but he said I was depressed.
Now, when you look back in your earlier life, could you describe to me how your life was earlier in your childhood?
Oh, in my childhood, well, I guess it was okay. I have two brothers, and I have two brothers and two sisters. I am the middle child, and sometimes I was the in charge of the little two, but sometimes being the third child in the middle, I felt like sometimes I was missed out. And my other two, my older brother and sister, they were always like, telling me what to do, like they were my mother, and trying to make me do what they wanted me to do. So, I mean, I guess it was okay. They call it child-sibling rivalry. I don't know.
Okay, and do you drink or do any drugs in normal circumstances?
Like occasionally, one time I went to a party and I had a lot to drink, and they said I was fighting, but that was only one time.
And any family history of drinking or alcohol abuse?
No, not really. I mean, the grown-ups around me, they drink when they go to parties, but I've never seen anybody in my family that's gotten drunk, but they all drink. They all have alcohol at home. They all, you know.
And do you have any family history, like, your mother, your father, your siblings that drink or use drugs occasionally?
No, no. No, not in my family. I've had friends that do drugs, but no, not in my family.
And you said you didn't have any medical problems that could be impacting your life right now.
No, or no, like I said, apart from going that one time and my mom said kept saying I was gonna jump off the bridge and they diagnosed me with depression, but I didn't take any medication. I just went to therapy and I was okay again.
And as for medication, I remember you mentioned that you only take migraine medications, right?
I only take Tylenol and Motrin for the migraine because the doctor says the Motrin helps the migraine better. I remember what he said, it suppresses something and it just helps the migraine better. And I do find that if I take the Motrin as he prescribes it, the headache goes away.
And how would you describe yourself?
Well, I do well in school. I mean, I don't like to party a lot like my friends do. I like to go places and like do stuff like, go to the beach. I'll go to a party if somebody, if I get invited. I had a sweet 16 birthday party that I had at the pool house, and all my friends came, and it was fun, and they were drinking, and they had to. Some of them brought drinks, and my mom didn't like that, so she broke up the party, and she was arguing with me. Said I let my friends have drink and alcohol in the pool house, and we weren't supposed to. And I tried to tell her it wasn't me because I didn't even know they had it. But apart from that, I go to some of my most birthday parties with my friends and stuff, and sometimes we go out, like we do most times.
Now, what would you say are your strengths and weaknesses?
Well, I get A's in school, and I don't really study that hard, and I'm in the debate club. So I love to debate, and I get A's and stuff, but I don't know, I guess my social interaction, because my boyfriend broke up with me, so I guess I'm not good at keeping friends. I don't know.
Okay. And I remember you had mentioned that you had seen a counselor before, and what was this in regards to?
Well, that was my boyfriend. My girlfriend told me that he saw him he was at a party one week with one of his ex-girlfriends. And when I confronted him about it, he said that it was not so, that he was only taking her to the party because the guy she was going out with had broke up with her, or they just happened to meet at the mall that evening, and he just gave me an excuse. But then at school, I saw him carrying her book bag, and he went home with her that day. And when I called him, he would answer his phone. So I was kind of upset. And for the whole week, I was just arguing. And my mom said I was saying I was going to kill myself and I'm going to jump off a bridge. And she saw me with, I went into her medicine cabinet. I went in there to get some pills, but I don't know. I wasn't going to really kill myself, I don't think. But she was scared, and she took me to the doctor.
And other than this time, have you ever been suicidal before?
No, I haven't. I mean, I think most of this is because, when I started having boyfriends and men just behaving so horribly, they just make you go crazy sometimes. But before that, I was fine. I mean, I would argue with my sisters and argue with my brothers, but that was it.
Yes. And you live with family or you live by yourself?
No, I still live with my mom because I'm going to college next year, and she says she is not going to pay for out-of-state college because she can't afford it. And my dad is working, but he doesn't really care. But my mom thinks that she's not. She says only if we get a scholarship. So I'm trying to get a scholarship.
Okay, so would you say you have good family support or not?
Yeah, I have good family support. I mean, my brothers make fun of me because I say I'm going to kill myself, and they say, "Yeah, I want her room." But um, my mom, she pretty much stays in tune with us. So she kind of noticed when I don't know how she found out. I think my sister told her that I went into the closet to take out the medication, and um, and that's how she found out. I mean, she said she's going to take me to the doctor.
Okay, and how about friends, community organizations? Do you belong to any that could be supportive to you?
I don't know, I guess church, I guess. I go to church every now and again, but I just go to church. The whole family goes to church. I mean, my brother plays the drums in the church, and my younger sister, I don't know what she's doing. She's doing something, some children, youth something. I don't know.
And do you ever feel any anxiety?
Anxiety, I don't know. Anxiety, like, what do you mean? Like, if I feel nervous?
Yeah, do you become anxious a lot?
No, only when my boyfriend kind of acts up and he just like, I get kind of upset and nervous that he's going to probably break up with me, and then he did. So I don't know.
Okay, so I have a good plan for you from what you told me. And yeah, today, I mean, I'm going to recommend, some follow-up visits, but next time I would like you to come in with a family member, if that's okay with you.
Okay, I mean, does it have to be my mother or just anybody?
No, it could be it could be anybody. It doesn't have to be your mother, but at least somebody you find supportive.
Okay.
Yes. And so here is my plan. First of all, I would like you to sign a consent. If you agree, that would be great. And the consent will specifically says that in the next 48 hours, you are not going to harm yourself. Would you be agreeable to signing that consent?
Yeah.
Okay, great. And then, so you did attempt suicide. You took overdose. You cut your wrists. I was actually going to send you to the hospital to be like a legal hold, but since you came here by yourself, you show willingness to be helped, and you have agreed to sign the consent. So I will tell you my next plan. So I would like you to do some therapies, and also I will follow you very closely. My office will call you every day to see how you're doing. And if you start feeling depressed or anything, you need to let my office know when they call. Also, I would like, at least for the first 2 weeks, I would like to see you here every other day, at least for an hour. Will that be possible?
I don't know. I have to ask my mom because I don't drive. So I have to ask my mom. I tell my mom, so she'll probably figure it out depending on the time.
Okay. So so there's two kind of therapies that I would like you to mention to you, and you could select the one you feel would be the most appropriate. There's individual therapy where it's one-on-one, And as I said, I would like to be meeting you every other day, at least for the next 2 weeks, just because of the seriousness of the issue. The second one would be like family therapy and group therapy, where actually your family would be there, to listen to everything that, is going on, what is being talked, so that they can also help. Like one of the reasons I would like family to be there is so that they can remove any harmful things around the house, so that next time you feel like, you feel like committing suicide, you don't have anything reachable. Okay, so this is one of the reasons I would like the family to be there. And then, other than that, I would also like to start you on a small dose of antidepressant, but because it takes about 2 weeks to kick in, this is why it's going to be very, very important for us to watch you very closely and keep calling you. And also, if you can be coming to the office every other day for therapy, is that, and the reason I'm doing this, otherwise, my first option would be to send you to the hospital. But since you have agreed to sign the consent that you're not going to harm yourself within the next 48 hours, and when you come again, we have to sign another consent again, just to continue like that until I see that you're stable. So is that agreeable?
Yes, it's agreeable.
And in addition, we will give you a 800 hotline, suicidal number to call right away when you start feeling those symptoms again. Would that be a good plan?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So we will start the next session. I would expect you to come back in 2 days. Would the same time be fine?
Yes, the same time would be okay.
Okay. And my office will be calling you tomorrow to see how you're doing.
Okay.
All right. Okay. So that completes our session. Any questions?
No, not right now.
Okay.